Today's video came off a little late, but here I am with some Great League Remix action. We're gonna check out a Wolverine team, which is something that I haven't done in a while. Wolverine is not a meta-relevant Pokemon at all on Great League anymore, but here on Remix has a lot of answers against the entire meta. First of all though, we need to take a look at Shadow Quagsire because it is gonna lead the team pretty much effectively with Mud Bomb over Aqua Tail. If you want to use the Aqua Tail version, feel free to do so, be my guest, but I still think that you can have a ton of fun and you are not gonna wall yourself down against your opponent's steel types with Mud Bomb. So anyways, now on the switch we're meeting up with Poliwrath as they were trying to snipe us down. Shadow Quagsire was really holding in there and I stopped hitting at this point because I wanted my Gligar to go down and farm the potential energy with my Wolverine. So here comes now Wolverine able to complete the farm down, and now let's see how they want to respond. Ninetales comes into the battle and I have to block this move no matter what. It has to be the Dazzle Gleam. Here it is, trainers, and right after we can charge up a little bit extra and still reach to the Earthquake for the nuke. Down they go, trainers. They're having Swampert at the very end, so with a little bit of synergy we might actually snipe them down. I'm just gonna do extra damage with my Icicle Spears, and right at this point I will throw my Mud Bomb because we can easily two-shot them down basically at this point. So here comes now the next Quagsire, and spoiler alert, they have Aqua Tail. So this is gonna be the ultimate battle between Mud Bomb and Aqua Tail, and I definitely need a haircut now that I'm seeing myself on the video. So anyways, there goes that. We're just gonna go down to Aqua Tail, but I'm just kidding because we can survive and still deliver the lethal blow with our final Mud Bomb. I'm telling you, Mud Bomb is much better than Aqua Tail, even though you can charge up to Aqua Tail with one Mud Shot less. So now with Typhlosion coming into the game, we can easily come into the battle with our Wolverine because we have a lot of shields to spare and we want to take advantage of the fact that this Typhlosion is kinda weaker than the regular one because of Shadow on its defense. So I guess that even the Icicle Spear can connect here for a lot of damage. My plan is executed pretty well at this point and I want to protect my Wolverine further, and I'm expecting the back-to-back Thunder Punches. We are able to catch the move on Gligar. This is a game changer for us because now we might be behind on shields, but we also can have a positive matchup towards the end game. That Shadow Typhlosion was super scary and I knew that I had to make them throw that double Thunder Punch and basically not get hit by any Blast Burn at all on my Gligar. So right here we're just gonna go for the dig. They take so much damage and on CMP we still manage to get our hands on the RLAs. This will bring that red still pretty low. I was trying to switch out but that didn't happen at all since they already are on the CMP point, and I'm pretty sure here that we can outspeed even the red still to the move. So down they go with Typhlosion and they also go down with that Metal Trash Can back to its garbage place, and of course Wolverine will emerge as the perfect closer for us with resisted damage. Into the next one now with the Greninja up in front. This is not the greatest lead that you can get. Obviously a double Night Slash or a single Hydro Cannon might actually seal the deal up against you, but hopefully Shadow Quagsire with those Mud Bombs can do so much damage on that beloved Pokemon. So you can see here that Mud Bomb is already up and it is gonna connect to drop them severely low. I'm just gonna go down here to their move and I will wait to see if they have the Night Slash boost. No boost on their end, which means that my Wolverine is much safer right now. We can easily survive the move, charge up a little bit extra, and Umbreon comes into the game. This is a very weird team composition. If we had any fighter or charmer, well, we could be on a very good spot here, but we do not have one, so let's see how this is gonna go. A Dark type up in front, a dark type at the back. Could this be a triple dark type team? Let's see together, trainers, because last resort is coming up for some extra damage. So here comes now the foul play. We can easily block this one and still reach to our icicle spear, and I guess that at this point we might need to catch on our Gligar. They see the switch and now they switch out to that Pelipper. So no triple dark here, a very weird team composition to be honest, and now we are in a very difficult situation because my Gligar is just gonna go for those aerial aces, and this is all we can do. So here comes now the move on the shield. This is pretty huge, and now all we have to do is to protect our Gligar and hope and pray that we can outspeed to the charge attack. We are already there. Down they go with Pelipper, and now all that remains is to completely farm down the remaining HP that they have with those wing attacks. Into the next battle, getting a positive lead against that Clodsire, and now on the switch we meet up with Dragonair. Dragonair is a Pokemon that can go pretty well against the entire meta of Great League Remix. Perhaps I need to make a separate video on that Pokemon because of how safe it can be, but for now we're just gonna counter it down with our Wall Rain. Here comes now the move, the Icicle Spear, and even though they can beat us down, we have the 2 shield advantage and also 2 Pokemon that can easily handle that Clodsire. That's why I didn't mind at all about Wall Rain on this battle against this Dragon type Pokemon. Most probably they're gonna have another Dragon, so let's see how this is gonna turn around for them because Dragonair is almost down. Now they switch out to their Gaslord, and I will throw here my moves. Mud Bomb is definitely gonna do a lot of damage on them, while I can still reach to the Stone Edge before they get their hands on that Dragonclaw. To my surprise, they survive my rampage of attacks with 1 HP. Dragonclaw will do a decent amount of damage, but to be fair, we still have our Gligar alive and well here, able to completely farm down Dragonair, and right after only Clodsire remains, so we can easily get this victory for our ABA team. Into the next one now, trainers, and we're having a ton of action with that Mandibuzz up in front. I just said that this team is ABA, and that's on the double because we have a water type up in front, a water type at the back, and the same thing goes for the ground typing of ours. So this is a pretty strong team, a pretty scary one with a ton of coverage against the entire meta of Great League Remix, and also can surprise your opponents. So this trainer is having a flying type up in front, a flying type at the back, and that second flying, which is Gligar, is also pretty weak to our ice moves. So down they go eventually, and now they come into the battle with a Typhlosion. I get a little bit too greedy here, so I need to protect my Wall Rain, and before we go down to the Incinerate, we get access to Earthquake. Down they go with 1 move. Now Mandibuzz returns, and guess what, trainers, it is time for Gligar to show its skills. So we're gonna take a ton of damage here by Dark Pulse, but hopefully it is never gonna do enough damage for us to faint, because Snarl is never gonna do a lot of pressure with its offensive power. It is mainly gonna be used for them to get to those back to back charge attacks. So now Dark Pulse is gonna drop us severely low, but once again Snarl is not that great offensively, and we can get our hands now on the RLAs. Right on the CMP, this is pretty crucial. We managed to get to another charge attack to grab their final shield out of play, and with that in mind, now we can easily go down since Stone Edge is already ready to go to guarantee for us a huge victory. Mandibuzz, get out of the way, we don't need you at all. Quagsire now up in front against Magnezone, against the world, against the aliens, against the UFOs, and we can easily get one of the best leads that you can actually get on your own on Great League Remix. On the switch though, we're meeting up with Jellicent, which is actually a core breaker for this team, has positive battles individually from any one of our Pokemon, but with a little bit of synergy and using some shields, we might actually take it out. So you can see here that I managed to catch the move on my Wall Rain while they still have that Shadow Ball coming up. So here comes now more Hexes, and before they reach to their charge attack, we managed to farm down right on clutch time. that Shadow Ball was almost ready to go. One more Powder Snow because the animation of Volt Switch takes 4 turns while Powder Snow takes 2, and we managed to get to the Earthquake. Then we go now to their charge attacks, but at the same time we got access to the Mud Bomb. I will try to switch out here to catch the move on my Gligar, and instead of catching they see my switch and still stay in. I really want to see what they might be having at the very end. Perhaps they are extremely weak to my ground type Pokemon. So while charge here now on my Gligar, we can easily survive those moves while we still get access to the dig to eventually finish them down. Tropius at the very end now, and this is pretty scary for us. My Quagsire, I believe, is kinda energy dry, and they need 4 more of those air slashes. Before they get there, we manage to get our hands on the Stone Edge, so down they go with a simple nuke, and get out of the way, Tropius, back to your Banana Island. Into the next one now, with the Dragonair up in front, kind of a horrible lead for us, but we still need to stay in. Perhaps at some point we can easily destroy them down with our Wolverine, but only time will tell. I definitely do not remember the outcome of this one. So anyways, now going with a Mud Bomb, and we managed to drop them very low. Another one is coming up, this time will provoke a shield, I guess, so yeah, here comes the move. Before we reach now to the Mud Bomb, I decide to switch out because they are definitely counting my moves, and now Swampert will be our next individual opponent. So they're gonna get to the Hydro Count right straight ahead. I really like this play by my opponent because they did not allow me to get to the RLAs and potentially drop them very low, so in the process my Quagsire can go for those Mud Bombs to potentially take that final shield out of play. However, to my surprise, this Swampert might have a lot of energy, but they still go down with it. Anyways, now Cofagrigus at the very end, and of course Wolverine is my final Pokemon to emerge into the battle. They get to the Shadow Ball for so much damage, and Cofagrigus is definitely a Pokemon that I do not like to see at all, especially when I do not have the advantage with a shields. So down we go now to this trainer, and yeah, Dragonair will simply finish off the job with those Trango Breaths. Into the next battle now, everyone, with the Ninetales from the Alola and Shadow mode on against our Quagsire. Once again with Powder Snows, and trust me when I say this, I saw a lot of Powder Snow users on my very first battles here on Remix, and that was kinda weird, but at the same time kinda understandable, making Ninetales from Alola kinda spammier than usual. So we're just gonna block here that Weather Ball while we can still get our hands on the next bait with the Mud Bomb. This time they're not gonna fall for it, and before they catch on the Poliwrath, I'm just gonna switch out on my Gligar. This means that we can get our hands on the RLAs, and here comes now a move. I guess we can take one Icy Wind with this, kinda. We're still gonna be extremely low, but we can get now to the RLAs without them farming up a lot of energy in the process by the Ninetales. But instead of Ninetales, they return to the battle with that Swampert, which means that now they can farm up a ton of energy in the process. We are in a very difficult situation. So here comes now my Mud Bomb. I will try to drop them as low as possible, and by getting that final shield out of play, it suddenly hit me that I need to switch out on my Wolverine. Ninetales returns into the game, and if that is gonna be a bait, we might be in a very bad situation. So anyways, another move is coming off. They definitely want to throw the remaining energy that they have. Just remember that Swampert is kinda energy dry, and now Swampert returns into the game, but we are already there to the double Icicle Spear to destroy down the Catfish starter. That was an amazing battle if you ask me, and that definitely deserves at least a like for this video. Into the final one now, in the showdown of the Mud Boys. So Shadow Quagsire, Shadow Q emerging as a solid bald derpy Pokemon with its moves. Now on the switch we're meeting up with Hypno. I charge up to 100 energy and then switch out. That might have been a mistake because that was super risky. So anyway, Shadow Ball now can easily be taken while I still got Wolverine for the end game. So Wireless now can easily be taken by that Hypno as they're trying to completely farm us down. To my surprise though, they're gonna throw a move here that caught me definitely off guard. I don't know what they were thinking, but it is what it is with a Shadow Ball. So now with Walloon coming into the game before they reach to another charge attack, we can easily farm down completely. So Alola Marowak now coming into the game, we have access to Earthquake for a lot of damage on that Pokemon, and the dead mummy will go down with those Icicle Spears, so eventually they back out, and that's gonna be a fantastic ending to our content. Thank you for watching, trainers, and for sticking around till the end. It really means a lot for my channel. Before you go, leave a huge like, subscribe to my content, and perhaps next time I might have a haircut, perhaps not, only time will tell. Over here I have 2 more videos for you to check out. Feel free to check them out, and I will catch you all up later into the next one.